Right, okay, chat. Very good evening. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream, rather. Hope we're all having a fantastic Sunday. Welcome indeed. Right, all right. So, welcome, guys. Welcome indeed. Oh, I've got a very red face. Been warming myself up rapidly. It's been freezing in here this afternoon. Anyways, welcome to the stream, guys. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. We are going to be flying today some Boeing business jet flying in the Boeing 737. Obviously, well, the 700, should I say. So, the route today is going to be from Figari, Corse on the on the south. I really can't speak. It's late. It's 20 to 9. Crikey, this is a late stream. Anyways, we're going to be flying from Figari to Corse on the south of Corsica over to Sion in the Swiss Alps. This one's for Dio. If you're out there, Dio, I don't see you in the chat currently, but if you're out there, if you watch this back, I hope you enjoyed. Dio requested this route. He's requested it quite a few times actually now. And it does look, well, he's not requested the route, he's requested the destination, so I say. So it should be, yeah, he says it's quite an interesting approach. So yeah, I've looked at the charts. It does look quite spicy. So it should be very, very interesting. We've got scenery for Figari here by Beautiful Model of the World. And no scenery for Sion, unfortunately. There is a scenery by Red Wing for Sion, but I didn't pick it up. It's £20. £20 for that scenery. Now I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be an approach I'll ever do again or not. Might be. I don't know. I do have quite a few Swiss airports in close proximity though, so I've kind of held off on the scenery for this one. As I've bought quite a few recently as well, so I just need to put the brakes on a little bit, I think. So no scenery for Sion, but nevertheless the scenery surrounding the airport should really make up for that. It should be pretty stunning. I've never flown in there before. I've not been there in the sim. I've not done a test sector even. I've only looked at the charts. All I can see is lots of mountains, so it should be pretty cool. So then let's have a look. There is a scenery, yes. Yeah, I did just say that flight sim. There is a scenery, but I've not bought it because yeah, for the reasons that I just said. So today I've also got a brand new CPU in the PC, in the simming PC, should I say? Upgraded from my 5600X to the 5800X 3D. Yeah, I've heard loads and loads of good things about it. I haven't had too much time to do a ton of testing yet. I did do an initial benchmark. So I did a benchmark last night with the Fenix at Heathrow with AI traffic. And then I did the benchmark again today with the new CPU. And the improvement is not that much, to be fair. It's not as much as maybe I was hoping for. But then again, maybe my expectations were a little bit unfounded. But that being said, that was probably the most intense scenario you would ever find yourself in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, nevertheless, we're going to give it a good try today. I have just had a quick look around here on the ground in the PMDG, and I have to say, absolutely butter smooth. It feels so smooth now, the sim. But nevertheless, we're going to get into that in a bit later. I'll share the benchmark results with you a little bit later on. What is going on? What is this aircraft that keeps spawning on top of me? Oh, that's I think that's you, Sasha, isn't it? Right. Okay, then. I'm just going to turn the sim volume down for a bit then. Right. Okay, then. So, before we go any further, big shout out, of course, to the Gold and Platinum members on the channel. So we've got Matt, Rasso, Roy, Lucas, Sasha, Mikkel, the commentator, Andy, Ivy, Notty, and Schutz. Thank you all for your continued support. I appreciate you all. And of course, a very big shout out, of course, to the silver members on the channel as well. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your continued support. Right. So who have we got in the chat? We've got Velox. He says, what is the difference between a 3D and an X? So I believe the main difference is the L3 cache, I believe it is. So the cache on the 3D processors is much larger than the other ones. So yeah, that's the main difference. And it is good. It has been proven to be very worthwhile for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Basically because it's well, Microsoft Flight Simulator basically just absolutely pounds the cache of the CPU. So yeah, hoping for some good improvements. I think the improvements I'm going to see are probably more probably more situational than across the board. But that being said, we're going to get into that in a little bit later on. Let's finish up with the intro here. So Sasha, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. I think you're parked right on top of my aircraft here at Figari. So if you wouldn't mind just moving across a couple of stands, that'd be absolutely swell. Roy, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Oi Oi Aviation, hello. Welcome to the chat. Peter says, good evening. Wish all the luck with the AMD. I'm waiting for the 7950 or the 7850. Yeah, very good. Well, thank you very much, Peter, and good evening to you too. Yeah, I think, well, because I've got an AM4 motherboard, I think this is quite a budget-friendly upgrade, I think, for me. And I don't think those processors are going to be... I think they're probably going to be a little bit out of as much as I want to spend at this moment in time. So I think that's probably why I was tempted so much by it, because it was, you know, it's a fairly budget-friendly upgrade. I didn't have to change my motherboard or my RAM or anything like that. So also, cheers. Having a wine with the stream today. Mariner, welcome to the chat. MH Flies, welcome indeed. Aviator 04, welcome to the chat. Stephen, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Tunes are so relaxing, especially with the headphones on. Yeah, great playlist this, Roy. Great playlist. Mariner says, I did 4 legs of 24 hours of VATSIM yesterday. 23 hours I was on for. Rather tired today. I can imagine. Crikey, mate. That is absolutely crazy. Man. How were you allowed to take breaks and stuff? Like, were the controllers pretty lenient with you being able to take breaks? Because that is a long time to be on for. But wow. Well done, dude. Well done. How was it? Was it really busy? I think we ran into some traffic on our stream yesterday where we were sort of crossing paths with some of the traffic going into Riga. Glad you're enjoying the intro, Aviator. Glad you're enjoying it. I got some inspiration for that from the old BBC. I can't remember the name of it now, but BBC back in the day, they used to have, well, a lot of channels used to have something similar. When the feed goes dead, they used to display this. It's called a test card, and they used to display that on the screen so that you can basically, you know, tweak with your TV settings and make sure it looks good while they're off the air. And I thought, considering technically we're not on the air whilst the intro is playing, I thought that would be quite a good little idea there. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. Although I've got some ideas for some more flight sim focused intros in the future, but I'll not sure if I will have time for those in the near future, but I'll get to it at some point. Biggles, welcome to the chat. Hope dinner went well. Yes, it did actually. Yes, yeah. She was feeling a bit better, so she actually ended up making it all in the end, and it was absolutely delicious. Yeah, very, very nice. NPS, welcome. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Right. Is it possible to fly from inactive runways? I don't think it is. In terms of selecting it in the world map, I mean, you could always taxi there in the sim and take off, but in terms of selecting it from the world map, no. Although I did see the other day on flightsim.to, there is actually a mod that enables inactive runways, so you might want to look that one up and see if that'll help with what you're looking for. Sasha's in a little plane. Oh, very good. What plane are you supposed to be in, Sasha? Let's have a look. It says you're in an A320 on VATSIM to me. You need to change your type code in... You need to change your type code in when you log on to vPilot, Sasha. As long as it's over 30 FPS, it's good. Yeah. I mean, I personally like to have as close to 60 as possible. But yeah, over 30 is definitely fine. Spectacular Flying, good evening. Welcome to your chat. Hope you're doing well. Did I update the BIOS? I did, yeah. I'm on the latest BIOS, yeah. I actually updated my BIOS a few months ago, and that's still the latest one. So yeah. Yes. Although I do have an MSI motherboard, and apparently they're quite good at releasing the latest BIOS builds. What is it called? The Agisa builds that come from AMD. Apparently they're quite bad at releasing those on time, so there might be another one soon. Who knows? Matrasso is here. Thinks the connection is really bad. No worries at all, dude. No worries. Well, hope you manage to resolve the connection issues if possible, but no worries at all, dude. Glad to have you here regardless. Am I going to invest in the 4090? Probably not in the near future. I don't know. I mean, it's tempting, but I think it might be a bit overkill, especially for my my CPU. I don't know. I mean, they do look extremely good. I mean, I was watching Chewy the other day who has a 4090, and it just looks buttery smooth in the Fenix for him. But I mean, yeah, I don't know is the short answer. Which CPU did I get? I got the AMD Ryzen 7 5800X3D. You're in a November 172M. What's one of those, Sasha? I'm not sure what aircraft that is. Andy, welcome. Welcome back from Thailand. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. I hope you had a good time, and yeah, I hope you're not too disappointed coming back to this cold weather. Oh, November 172, Mike. Oh, that's your registration, Sasha. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, your aircraft code in vPilot is still an A320, so you want to change that to whatever aircraft type you're actually in, because you're going to just show as an A320 otherwise, and it's going to look rather bizarre. You can squeeze a little more with combo strike enabled on 2 or 3. What you'll have to send me if you wouldn't mind, Roy. Would you be able to send me maybe a message on Discord on what menu that should be under, because I couldn't find that earlier when I had a look on my BIOS. How does the new CPU work? It seems good so far. Very much an incremental upgrade, but we'll see during the stream today. We'll see during. One thing that I found was pretty cool with it actually is that previously most airports and most scenarios in the high fidelity aircraft in the sim, I was always bound by CPU, but as you can see now, I'm actually limited by a GPU, which is not something I've seen for quite some time in this sim. So actually, you guys can't see that, can you? There you go. So yeah, it's something I've not seen for quite some time in this sim. So I definitely notable improvement in some areas. Although that being said, we are quite a sparsely populated area in the world, so that obviously is going to play a factor in it as well. As you can see, we're basically locked at 60 FPS there. It's absolutely fantastic. I wonder what the FPS would be like if I turned off VSync. I think I'll also buy the 5800X3D for the new PC I'm planning to buy. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very well revered by other people. I've heard a lot of people raving about it. Roy's got it as well. He loves it as far as I can see. So yeah, it's a really good one. I mean, there is a higher end one, X3D one, which is probably going to be even better. Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I think there's a new line coming out soon. But it's a very good value chip, I have to say. Cheeky Dan says, "I'll take your old CPU." Well, I am going to be selling it, so I can by all means let you know where it goes online. Thank you very much, Roy. Appreciate that. Fly Jevier, welcome from Vegas. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Welcome indeed. If I get a 4090, CPU become bottleneck, but you come to see better performance. Yeah, potentially. Yeah. Potentially. Right. Anyways, chat. Let's get cracking with things, because we could talk about we could talk about computing all day here. So let's get cracking. As you can see here, we're just inside the terminal here at Figari. This is a scenery by Beautiful Model of the World, as I said earlier on, and it is actually really quite nice. This is just the interior. The interior is, you know, it's kind of basic, but it's also kind of nice at the same time. There is some more through here as well, but I'm not going to do a full scenery tour today. Oops. There we go. But yeah, it's pretty nicely done, actually. I think quite good quality. This comes with the Beautiful Model of the World subscription if you get it. And yeah, it's just a nice scenery. We've got this guy gesturing. And it's just an absolutely stunning location. Here's our aircraft for today. We've got the PMDG 737-700 BBJ. Oh, let's not walk into the lamppost there. Looks absolutely fantastic. This is a fictional livery that I got on flightsim.to by Anarud. But it's really smart, I think. Proper retro looking. Kind of almost reminds me a little bit of Fred Perry shirt, but not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Right, yeah. So looking forward to this. We've never flown in the BBJ on the stream before, and to be fair, I don't think I've ever flown the BBJ. So I'm looking forward to this quite a lot, actually. Yeah, it's actually got a fully modelled BBJ cabin, which we'll have a look at in a bit. It's really quite cool, actually, what they've done. It's quite a nice cabin for PMDG. Right. Okay. So let's jump in then. You currently caught me on the toilet here. We're just actually enjoying the views from the toilet seat here. I love how you can just sit here on the toilet and just check out, look back through the windows and look outside. That is just so cool, isn't it? Right, okay then, chat. So let's do what we normally do. We'll have a quick run through the OFP and we'll get things moving here with the boarding and whatnot. So registration is, it's a private jet. You know, it's a private flight, so no real flight number, etc. But the registration of the aircraft is Lima November Mike Zulu Echo. Again, it is fictional, but I don't think that matters really too much when you're flying private, because it could be real. Let's face it. We're going from Figari Sud Corse to Sion in a Boeing 737. We're departing 20 past, so not that long to get set up here, and the arrival time is going to be 22:56 Zulu time. Sim time is obviously not the same as the real time, but what we'll do actually is I will just sync up the minutes as we normally do. So let's just go that to 58. There we go. Cool. Cost index, we're going to use 75 today, as we are flying very demanding business jet customers around, covering 388 miles over the ground. Takeoff weight is only going to be 52.2 tons, very light today. And alternate is going to be Zurich. Cruising flight level 380. Trip time is just over an hour, and if we need to divert, it's 50 minutes on top. Block fuel will ask for 5.4 tons from the refueler, which reminds me I'll get that requested in the background whilst we're doing this. Okay, so looking further down, we're expecting 2-3 here from Figari on the A Alpha Juliet Oscar 4 Mike departure. And then arrivals into Sion is going to be runway 25, and the arrival I've actually put in the Vadar to November arrival here, which we're going to intercept. We're going to join that arrival via SOSAL, so that should be fine. Right, so looking further down at the payloads, we've got 30 passengers, so we're actually full on passengers today, and 0.7 tons of cargo. And then coming further down, looking at the weather. Weather, in fact, is fairly nice here at Figari. Just a 9-knot wind from the south-south west. And other than that, nothing really too much to say. And the weather at Sion also very, very nice. Right, cool. So, and then weather at Zurich also very nice. So nothing really too much to say about the weather. Looks pretty good to me. Routing is going to take us to the northwest initially, and then straight to the north, and then in from the north into Sion. And then looking at the significant weather charts, nothing to really make note of. So that's all good. Let's get set up then for the flight. Okay, so let's just do a bit of this. As you can see, look at that frame rate. It's so buttery smooth. Like, woo, yes. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's just so smooth. Look at that. Absolutely love it. Right, we've got the catering here. Lovely job. Fuel is here as well. Flushing sound, please. Your wish is my command. Oh, wait. We should do that when we're in the toilet. Okay, hang on a minute. So, we're done with the briefing now. Let's just do a bit of this. There she goes. Oh, look. Oh, it must be broken. That flushed twice. Right. Oh, what's going on with the gear? Interesting. I must have accidentally knocked that up while I was getting set up. Right. Okay. I thought... Oh, we need to align the IRS. Okay. Let's do some stuff then. So we're all set up now in terms of the briefing. We do need to get... fuel loading, so we'll do that. We're going to request a block fuel of 5,400 kilos. So we're going to do that. And then we might as well set up the payload whilst we're here. So we'll set up, we'll just do the zero fuel weight. It's easier, isn't it? So 55.2. Actually, no. I'm just going to do it this way. 30 guests. 0.6 in the back. 0.2 in the front. Oops. Oh, I can't do it that way. 600 in the back. 200 in the front, which makes 0.8. So that gives us zero fuel at 47.2, which is about correct. So that's good. Oh, we had 0.7 cargo, didn't we? So we'll reduce this to 500. Right. Lovely. Okay. So then let's go FMC. Nav data, I've clearly forgotten to update that. But it shouldn't be too much of an issue, I hope. Right, so let's set the IRS position and we can stop it from complaining to us. We're at LFKF. And the gate we're at, I'm not actually sure. Gate 13. Which is not in the database, so that's fine. No worries. Okay, cool. So, routing, we do actually have that ready to import. So we'll go LSGS is the arrival destination, and we'll request that. Oh no, I've not exported it to the correct folder. Anyway, it looks like we are putting it in manually, so that's no problem. Lima November, Mike, Zulu, Echo. You can tell it's been such a long time since we've actually flown the 700 on stream, chat. It's been a long time. This was obviously the first aircraft that PMDG released for the sim, and yeah, I don't think I've flown it since the 600 came out. I don't think so. Yeah, right. Okay, so we're expecting runway 23 here initially. And for the routing, we're going to go to Alpha Juliet Oscar initially. And then Uniform Mike 622. To Ima. It's only a short flight plan, so it's not going to take us long. Well, it might take us long if I keep being inept with the keyboard. Oh, there's actually something blocking me from pressing that. I assume it's a GSX window. No, it's not. I'm not sure what's blocking me from pressing that. There we go. Right. Okay. I'm not as inept as I thought I was. Right. Irma. Okay. And then we're going direct from there to Mollis. That was the wrong button. And then we're going to Sosal. Great. And then 4 departures, 2, 3. And then it's going to be the AJO 3. Okay, I said the nav data might not be an issue, but it already seems to be. Let's just check here. So AJO 4 Mike or 3 Golf. So there's a November here. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not sure what... not sure what... yeah. There should be a Mike and a Golf, but... Anyway. I'm not sure why SimBrief has given me the 4 Mike, because that is not actually correct. Oh, no, it is. It is. But... yeah, so I said, oh dear. So I said the nav data wouldn't be an issue, but it's already become an issue, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just go for the 3 Golf instead. That's not really a big issue. Or the 4 November. I mean, we don't have a chart for that, but I feel like it's probably going to be the same as the 4 Mike. I don't know. Let's have a look, shall we? So we'll go to plan mode. Just zoom that in a teeny touch there. Let's have a look at what this looks like. So it's initially straight out to the left. And then a right turn. Well, it's very straightforward. It's a left turn and then a right turn. Outbound to ask Alpha Juliet Oscar. So, yeah, I mean, that is the same as the 4 Mike. In terms of the lateral part, anyway. So, yeah, we'll go for that. That's fine. No worries. And then for the arrival, we're going to do the RNAV for runway 25, which is going to be quite spicy. We're going to go for Grana. And the arrival we're going to do is going to do the Vadar 2 November. And we'll come back to the legs page and just check here. So what we'll probably do is we'll actually take SOSAL here and we'll drop it on top of this SOSAL. So we're actually going to intercept the arrival from SOSAL. Maybe not most realistic, but I think that's fine for our purposes. Just makes things a little bit more streamlined. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to quickly check through everything here, make sure everything's in correctly before we proceed. So we've got 390. That should really be 440 actually. It looks like that's been changed. So, yeah. So this is basically that first left turn at or above 390 feet. But if I change the altitude constraint there, it's not actually going to change where the turn is. So it's not a huge deal. We need to be above it anyway, which we will be. And then we're going out to 5 miles from the Figari VOR, which is in there. That's fine. And then 210 knots on the intercept turn. That's all fine. Great. And then we'll look at the rest once we get further on here. So we'll execute that. Lovely. Cool. Okay, so next up, Perfinite. We're going to go cost index 75. We're going to have 2.4 tons of reserve fuel. Zero fuel weight is 47.1. Let's see. Someone actually said the other day you can bring that in. Oh, you can. Great stuff. Okay, cool. Love to see it. Transition altitude is 5,000. And the top of climb, sorry, the cruising altitude 380. I'm all bent out of shape today, chat. I don't know why. I don't know why. 28640 is the wind. And the temperature is minus 57 degrees. Lovely. For the takeoff, I am going to derate this quite a bit here because we're very light. And we're in the 700. So this is going to definitely climb. And it's going to take off quite a bit more rapid than what I'm used to. So I just want to slow things down a little bit. Excuse me. So we'll do that. And then we'll go for a flaps 5. And then speeds. Look at those V speeds. Still very, very low, even though we're so light. Cool. Righto then. So that is that all done. We'll do a full briefing as we normally do a little bit later on. But for now, we are ready to board the passengers, I think. Crew's already on board. Oh no, they're going to board 1 million bags for only 30 people. Oh well. Should have disabled them, but hey ho. Never mind. Right, so let's do the overheads. The pilot monitoring for today has been extremely poor at doing the setup, so we'll make sure that everything is done. So we'll get the yaw damper on. We'll get the fuel pumps on as well. Everything else looks okay. Here, down here, we'll get the emergency exit lights on, and seatbelt signs can come on as well as the fuel has been loaded. Window heat can come on, and everything else looks good. Great. Cruising flight level is going to be 380. And the altitude here at Figari is basically sea level. We'll put 100 in because it's 85, so that's fine. No worries. Okie dokes. Everything else is set and good there. Well, actually, no, we'll leave it at that for the overhead. I was going to suggest doing the APU, but I don't think we need to do that just yet. So we'll set up the EFIS for our pilot monitoring, who just seems to be out on the walk around at the moment. So we'll do that for him. Traffic is on. So I'll go traffic on my side as well. Terrain and data. We'll set this to hectopascals. There we go. And we'll get the meta. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this flow, because it always seems to go off the side of the screen for me. So I am going to just go auto and always centered. Keep auto open after executing a command. Oh, that's new. Let's see how that works. Let's see. So if I go and search for example, a meta, and then I click off it, does it stay there? It does. Oh, that is brilliant, chat. That is brilliant. Now I don't want it in the middle all the time, really. Because the reason why I didn't have it in the middle all the time is basically because what I like to do is obviously come down here to the CDU. And obviously if I have it in the middle, it's just going to be in the way. So if you don't keep it always centered, what you can do is just put the mouse over to the side here and just press the keybind, and there we go. So that's that. That is fantastic. I'm really actually happy with that. That is really, really nice. Really, really nice. Lovely. Right. Okay. So the QNH is actually standard here anyway. 1013. So that's set. Lovely stuff. Passengers are coming on board now. Not many of them, as you can see. That's probably the last passenger there. Baggage is going to take way longer, so I'll probably just reset GSX once we have all the passengers on here. Right, okie dokes then. So I think we are just about ready to rock and roll here. Let's see. LFKF. Let's just see if there's any information on Blackbox's website. I wouldn't expect there would be for such a small airport. See if I can find the departure procedures here on the charts, but again, I'm not sure. I'm guessing it'll probably be NADB2. I mean, the departure is over the sea, so Can't see them having a strict noise abatement departure procedure here. No. Okay, can't really find anything there. Okay, so that's fine. We'll leave that as it is. Right. And look how buttery it is, chat. Look how buttery. So smooth. So smooth. I cannot describe how nice it feels. Right, we'll set the auto brake to RTO. We'll reset the fuel flow there. Flight directors I've just turned on. We'll set our initial altitude to... let's just set it to something quite high, like flight level 130. Initial heading for a runway today is going to be 225. I'm a big fan of this MCP. I just love it. It's got so much... Just looks like it's got so much character to it compared to many MCPs. We'll arm the LNAV. I love these dual little lights as well. That's very, very funky, fresh. Right, okay then. So for the departure, we will just tune a couple of nav aids. So we'll tune the Figari VOR, which is on 1167. And we'll stick that in the active frequency, and then we'll tune the Alpha Juliet Oscar on 1148, and we'll stick that in there as well. So initially we're using the Figari VOR for well, we're intercepting the outbound radial of 197, so we'll tune that in, and then we'll intercept the 157 into the Alpha Juliet Oscar. So 197 and 157. Right, lovely job. Okie dokes. Cool. So we're pretty much ready to rock and roll, chat. Let's crank the APU. Some loud bags there, guys. Come on now. Right, okay. So, pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is tested, 100%. Nav transfer and display switch is normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization and mode selector is in auto. Flight instruments, I'm just going to say is checked. Engine start levers are in cutoff. Pre-flight checklist complete. Valentino, welcome to the chat. We are in Figari on the south of Corsica. LFKF. Samuel, welcome to the chat. How are you doing? Good job. How are you doing? Good job. Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you, Samuel. Hope you're doing well too. Do I know where all the airport have VDGS support from Airsoft? There's actually a list of that somewhere. Let me just see if I can find that for you real quick. I'm pretty sure it's fairly easy to find. There we go. Right. Samuel. That's the one right there. Hey, Dio's here. Welcome, dude. Yes, off to Sion today. Looking forward to it. Be interesting to see how smooth it is at Heathrow or JFK in a busy time and take. Yeah, it's definitely worse at Heathrow. 100%. But, yeah, I'm yet to do some proper testing there. Like I said, in the Fenix, it's not the greatest. But, yeah. Right. Okie dokie then, chat. So, is the baggage done already? Crikey, that was quick. Have they improved the time it takes to load the baggage in on GSX? Because that's rapids, bro. Rapids. And some loud stairs, you can hear them from all the way over here. Crikey. Right, so let's get the electric hydraulic pumps on as well. APU is all fired up now. We'll get the APU bleed on, and we'll get these passengers cooled down. We'll get it on the bus as well. We'll come down below and we'll release the... Actually, no, we won't. We'll just make sure the parking brake is set, which it's not. So let's just do that. Our brake pedals are playing up again, so that's going to be interesting. We'll remove the chocks and inevitably the ground power. We'll go to Unicom on 1228. We are on VATSIM, so we do need to be on Unicom. Right, lovely stuff. Okie dokes then. So we'll come back to the menu here, come to FMC, and we'll put the legs page on that side. And we've got the takeoff ref on this side. Right, okay then, chat. We're pretty much there, aren't we? Okie dokes. So, before start, checklist. So, flight door is closed and locked. Let's just check the other doors are closed as well. They all are. Fantastic. Fuel is 3... quick maths. It's just gone from ahead. 5.4 tons. Pumps are on. Doors and windows are locked. MCP V2 is 130, heading 225, altitude flight level 130. Auto brake is in RTO. Takeoff speeds are 22, 22, and 30. CDU pre-flight is complete. Parking brake is set. Rudder and aileron trim 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing we're going to do now. New York Aviation, welcome to the chat. What's the FPS right now? 60. Let's just say I'm gonna open MSI Afterburner because I'm inevitably gonna get we're gonna get people asking this today, I think. So let's just MSI Afterburner it. Then what we'll do is we'll bring up the overlay like that. See that? And then we'll fill it in a bit. And then we'll move it down a bit. That's too far. All good? That's too far. Right, that should do it. Okie dokie. Running at a nice 57 degrees as well, the CPU. So Roy, and anyone else with the CPU might also be aware of this. I actually ran a Cinebench multi-core benchmark on it once. The first thing I did once I booted up my PC after I installed it. And and the temperature got to like 89 degrees. On a Cinebench benchmark? Is that right? That's pretty mad. How do you get a new standard cockpit in the 737? I did a video, a YouTube short. If you check on my channel, Adam, if you go to the Bobby Fuzzy channel and go down to the shorts section, I actually did a video on how to change that. Have I changed my settings? No, I haven't, no, because I want to do a comparison between how it performs now and how it did perform before. But what I have noticed, actually, as I was just messing around a little bit earlier on, is I can actually go to the general options here and turn the terrain level of detail up from 100 to 200, and it basically has no impact now. Which is pretty nice. So I'm probably going to up some settings, but I just want to do a nice comparison initially. Adam G, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, I hope you're doing well. Do I overclock my GPU and my CPU? No, neither. I have a water cooler as well. Right. I've only got a NZXT, what is it, like a 240 mil AIO, but yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about repasting it, like doing the thermal paste again. I think maybe I put on maybe a little bit, not enough, potentially. But at the same time, we'll see how we get on, to be honest. It does cure a little bit after it's warmed up and cooled down a few times, doesn't it? So I'm just going to see how we get on. Dio, do you have the scenery for Scion, by the way? Is it good? Am I late to the party? No. We're just getting going, Adam. We're just getting going. Right, so we've done down to the line. Let's get the tug connected. I'm just waffling on here, so apologies, chat. Let's do that. Get my yoke in place. Yoke.
Hello, Captain.
Right, anti-collision light on. Okay, below the line. Fasten seatbelt switch is on. Anti-collision light is on. Parking brake is currently set. Before takeoff checklist complete.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pas inserted.
Just having a good look in there. What's my call sign? Lima November, Mike Zulu Echo. Let's line that FPS counter up. There we go. There we go. You know what we could do with having in that frame counter thing, though, is the frame time. Because that's quite important, isn't it, for flight sim? See if we can find that real quick. Oh, I have actually got that turned on, but for some reason it doesn't show. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Lovely. Right, let's go for a quick edit pushback. Because I don't have any defined pushbacks for this stand. Ooh, where are we going to go here? So I imagine at this airport you would probably get asked to... You would probably get turned around somewhere. I'm not even sure what you would do for a pushback here. There is obviously a stand here which you could push back into, but... I don't know. Let's just push back into that stand, I think. Or we could push back all the way down here. That's probably not right, is it? Look at the ground markings, though. There's some nice ground markings, I do have to say. Right, let's go back into this stand, I think. So. Oh no, the tail's going to be off the end there. I suppose it doesn't matter too much, does it? I don't know. As long as the wheels are still on the tarmac. I'm really not sure what the pushback would be here, to be quite honest. It's a very tight stand. Maybe I shouldn't have parked here. Nevertheless, I think that should do it, shouldn't it, chat? Might run over a couple of these little posts here, but... Hey ho. Wouldn't you taxi out? That's a good question. Actually, yes, you probably would do. You've got room here to the right, probably to swing it round. Never mind, we've done it now. I'm just being dim today. Off we go then, chats. Okie doke, so let's get the... oh, packs are already off. Great. Cool. No issues. We'll get the engine starter to ground on the right engine. Let's go for an engine start, shall we? Beautiful. Let's go listen to how the engine start sounds like on the toilet, shall we? Very quiet. Right, start the fuel flow at 25%. How does that sound on the toilet? Don't mind me, don't mind me. Right. Start to cut out. We'll set the parking brake there.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Go for start number 1. Dio, thank you very much for the 5 Swiss francs, dude. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for your continued support, my friends. Much appreciated. Okay, dokes. Start the fuel flow there. Such bass in the PMDG. I love it. What's the 5800X3D clocked to? It's I think the core clock is 3.6 and the boost cock the boost clock is 4.5. As you can see, we're hitting 4.4. We're hitting 4.45 here, so pretty good. Sasha, no worries at all, dude. I'll catch you in the next one for sure. Federico, welcome to the chat. I'm using a combination of... Sometimes I'll use the gamepad, sometimes I'll use my mouse and keyboard. Right, says 2 good engine starts. Let's get the APU bleed off, and we'll get the packs back on. We'll get those pushy business customers cooled down a bit. It's let's see what the temperature's looking like. 23 degrees, not too bad back there. That's the duct supply actually. Passenger cabin is about the same. Anyway, probe heats on. Everything else looks okay there. Lovely stuff. Coming down here, we'll get the engine generators on the bus. Right, lovely stuff. Engine start switches to continuous. APU can come off, of course. Everything looks good there. You know, I've always wondered about the Boeing. Some of you guys might know this if you're more well versed with Boeings than me. Is they tend to, what they do is they blank this bottom screen out, right? So that if there's any failures, it will just light back up, and it's just an easy way to see quickly that something's gone wrong. But what always, from all the videos I've seen, is they actually blank the display out, but they actually blank off this data as well. Surely you would want that data as well. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I've misinterpreted, but is it because if you have this data here, this screen won't come back on, basically? Is that the reason? I'm not sure. Maybe some people who know more about Boeing will be able to tell me. Right, trim is 4.37. Trim seems slower today. Why is it slower today? Right, cool. Ready to rock. After start checklist, or before taxi chat, should I say. Generators are on, anti-ice is not required, APU is off, engine start switch is continuous, recall is checked. Engine start levers idle detents. Flight controls. We'll do a quick check of those, shall we? So full down. And on the radar. Left. Right. Cracking do. Ground equipment is clear. Ready to rock and roll, chats. Lovely stuff. We'll set the flaps to 5 as well. What the hell is Siri saying? Please no. Right. Lucas, welcome to the chat. Photochromax, welcome to the chat. Screen's gone black. Shouldn't have done. Let's see. Nope, looks okay on my end. Try refreshing. Okie dokes. So before takeoff checklist, flaps 5 green light, stabilizer trim 4.37 units set. We haven't done a departure briefing, chat, so let's just do that very, very quickly here. Whilst we taxi out, I'll taxi out whilst we do that. So the taxi briefing is we're taking off runway 23 here, so we'll taxi along the apron to Charlie. We'll backtrack runway 23, and that's it. So I'm gonna. My head's all over the place, chat. I've had like 3 sips of wine and I can't even think properly. I was supposed to bring up the fuzz pad then so I could show you guys the taxi briefing. But let's do that. Right, so we're gonna taxi down the apron here, take a left to Charlie, and then take a right onto runway 23. We'll backtrack and we're taking off runway 23. I'll brief the departure whilst I'm taxiing out here, so let's get going. Right, so the departure itself, we're going to be flying the Alpha Juliet Oscar 4 Mike from Figari Sud Corse in France. This is on the south of Corsica, as you can see, lots of terrain over to the north. This is a 10-3 Bravo chart, transition altitude 5,000 feet. This departure is for all runways and initial climb clearance. Oh, there is actually initial climb clearance. Okay, we'll do that. I didn't see that earlier. So we're going to take off runway 23. Initially out to 440 feet. Our nav data's got 330 feet. Yes, we've got old nav data, but that's fine. We'll do that, and then we're going to take a left turn and join the 197 radial outbound from the Figari VOR to 5 miles, and then we're going to take a right turn, max 210 knots in the turn to intercept the radial 157 inbound to the Alpha Juliet Oscar VOR. That's the takeoff. That's the departure briefing. Let's rock. Don't have failures enabled in the PMDG, so I'm not going to bother really briefing those. And you'll notice here as well, chat, I've also reverted back to the sort of the default signage in the sim because I was getting a little bit sick of some signs being incorrect because of the real taxiways situation. Right. Let's just have a word on Unicom before we enter the runway. Figari traffic, Lima November, Mike Zulu Echo, Boeing 737. Entering runway 23 for a backtrack and immediate departure. Figari traffic. Right. Let's get the strobes on. Taxi lights we should really have on as well. Get the TCAS on as well. Thank you very much, Lucas. How's your new PC? What do you guys think to this livery? proper reminds me of a Fred Perry shirt. Really does. Don't know, like I say, if that's a good thing or not. Words are hard, Photochromax. They seem to be. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. That's my excuse. My VA company will fine me if I drink while on duty. They may do, but I mean, what if I'm the boss of said VA company? Ah. Speaking of which, guys, we are very, very close to actually having the Fuzz Air livery completed, actually. I got some pictures from Miggle, who's doing the livery for us today. Oh, I've actually got some new ones. Chat. Got some new ones. We'll have a look at those when we're up in the cruise. It is definitely looking very vintage, isn't it, Matrasso? Stream looking smooth as butter. Yeah, it does look really smooth, doesn't it, with this new CPU? Absolutely buttery. Thank you very much, Roy. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Matt Rasso doesn't like it. Fair enough, dude. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there was what I wanted to do for this flight today is I wanted to choose a BBJ livery that was sort of with a European registration, because obviously we're flying in Europe, so it kind of makes a bit more sense. I know obviously a BBJ can fly across the Atlantic, but pretty much all of the liveries on flightsim.to for the BBJ, they've all got American registrations. And they're, there's a lot of good ones, but they all have American registrations, so I kind of wanted to, at least keep it relatively local. I can't remember what country LN is. I think, is that Norway? On the nose, the livery is not registered well. Yeah, there's a bit of a break in it, isn't there? I noticed that as well. Unfortunate. That's it's quite surprising, actually, for the author of this livery. They've done a lot of liveries for the 737. Are we off the taxiway here? No, we're not. Grant. Going a little bit too quick to go around that turn there. Right. Seems like the ground handling in this aircraft seems to be a little bit funky still. Right, okay. Figari traffic, BBJ 737 taking off runway 23, Figari traffic. Right, before takeoff checklist is complete, let's get the landing lights on. Start the chrono and the elapsed timer as well. Fuzz Toga's in the chat. Let's go. Of course, I've forgotten the auto thrust. LNAV, gear up. Wow, this thing is absolutely climbing. Crikey. I'm struggling to control the nose. Just wants to go up and up and up. N1. Let's go to flaps 1. And flaps up. Gear off. VNAV. Right, lovely stuff. Beautiful views. Right, let's carry on. Let's clear ourselves up a bit higher than this. This thing is climbing so rapid. Right, so let's go to standards. Just going to fly this turn manually initially. Yeah, it's it's so hard to fly this thing without your full concentration, I feel. Look at that climb rate, 5,000 feet per minute. Let's keep going up. I'm just going to set it up some random number for now because I really need to hand fly this for the moment. I do feel like my sensitivity is quite well dialed in though, I think. I know obviously in a lot of times we've flown this, the sensitivity has been a little bit skew with. Alright, flight level 100 to get the landing lights off. I'll do the taxi lights in a moment. I can't believe we're at flight level 100 already. Jeez Louise.
Figari traffic, November 1 Micro Hotel, backtracking runway 23, immediate departure.
Bit bumpy. Hey, Mariner's with us, oh, let's go. It's very bumpy here, crikey. Alright, accelerating and let's get it in trim. Oh, I've got full forward trim there, crikey. Right, Command B. We'll get the nose lights off. Engine start switches to off as well. Check the pressurization. We are pressurizing. Packs are on as well. So after takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on. Isolation valve. Oh, it's in auto now. Packs are auto. Landing gear is up and off. Flaps are up. No lights after takeoff checklist complete. Right, let's go all the way up to our cruising flight level. We may as well. Right, there we go. There's a beautiful island of Corsica. Of course, very, very famous for the circle to land approach into Calvi Airport, which we're probably going to fly past momentarily. Well, not I say momentarily, it's actually quite far away, but nevertheless, absolutely stunning island is Corsica. Beautiful. Right. Off we go then, chats. That was not too terrible of a departure, I don't think. But yeah, it's like every time I switch to like a wing view or something like that, I just immediately lost the flight director because of how, well, it was just climbing so rapid. It's hard to keep it in trim. After takeoff is done. Look at that, we're still getting 3,300 feet per minute. Madness. Madness. Is the cabin part of the livery? No, it's not. This is actually the base cabin for the BBJ. Oh, no, we won't be able to see Calvi by the looks of things. It looks like it's covered under clouds. Very nice. But yeah, I mean,
Figari traffic.
yeah, this cabin, it's the same regardless of what livery you go for, because this is the BBJ variant. You see, it's even got a shower. Look at that. So we could even get in the shower and just have a quick. Oh wow! Look at the glass from the inside. That's very dirty looking. Have a quick shower and meeting table here. Bit of fruit there. Lovely stuff. Down in the back here as well. Another toilet. Some reason someone's left all the doors open. Another couple of tables here with 4 seats around them. Nice cushy seats by the looks of things. And then in the back we've got a few sort of standard seats.
Corse 6 kilo at House is sending 3000, expect let's Zulu 02.
A shower indeed, Dio. A shower indeed. It's very, very good. Very well equipped, the BBJ. Auto brake we can turn off as well. Oh, we may be able to see Calvi now. The clouds are breaking up a bit. Calvi is just in this little nook over here, isn't it, somewhere? So, yeah, we might not be able to see it because of the mountains, actually. Austin, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Can I show you FS Realistic settings? Yes, I can, yeah. Let me just hide the overlay because that shows on FS Realistic for whatever reason. So general turbulence is that. I don't take credit for these settings, by the way. I did actually use the profile through the profile cloud. Well, I can't get onto it here because of the way I've set it up, but I used the 737NG driver. Another YouTuber, I used his settings, and I did tweak them a little bit, but not much. So that's that. If there's anything else you want to see, by all means, let me know. PC runs smoothly. It does run very smoothly since this CPU upgrade, actually. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. I'm literally just almost stuck at 60 FPS the whole time. That being said, though, chat, you do have to bear in mind the area of the world that we are in. You know, a lot of water. Not much buildings going on. It's just a few mountains. Well, I say a few mountains. Quite a lot of mountains, but yeah, not many buildings and things like that. So let's not skew our perception. Yeah, that was an absolutely crazy climb, wasn't it, chat? I probably could have derated it even more, couldn't I? Yeah, it's because, I mean, this thing only takes 30 passengers, doesn't it? But yeah, it still has the same engines as the standard 737-700, which is slightly overpowered as well, as it is, even with the 150 passengers or whatever it takes. Cool eyebrows, brag. Not sure what you're saying. Oh, you mean the eyebrow windows, poser? Yeah, you gotta love the eyebrow windows, though. Very, very cool. Maybe climb with VS so we don't pull 5Gs on departure. Yeah, well, the thing is, what I probably should have done is maybe used manual thrust there rather than using VS. Yeah, I probably should have used manual thrust, that probably. Just because the departure itself, it had a 210 knot speed limit on that first turn. So maybe climb thrust wasn't particularly applicable, but then again, yeah, I don't know what the procedure is in the Boeings whether that's a done thing or not. There's Calvi just in this valley here. Can't quite make it out, but it is down there somewhere. Yeah, I actually used all of the nose forward trim on that departure there. I couldn't actually trim the nose down anymore. That's absolutely crazy. You can fly across the pond with the BBJ? Yes, you can, yeah. It does actually have extra fuel tanks as well, some auxiliary fuel tanks. You can see it's got a level for it here. Which you can test. Yeah. You could do the cross the pond. I think quite a lot of people actually did cross the pond in this on the last one. I heard quite a lot of 737s going across the pond. So I imagine a lot of people did it in this. Am I London Easy? I'm not London Easy. No, I'm not. Do I sound like I'm from London? I'm actually from the north of England. Right, lovely stuff, chat. That was a fairly decent departure, as I said. Not too shabby. Rotation was nice. The initial phase of the climb was quite nice. It was just, it all got a bit out of hand when I was... after we started accelerating. It's like, even after I rotated the aircraft, I mean, I did keep the pitch a bit low because the PMDG tends to put the flight director incredibly high for the initial rotation. So I kept it to about 15 degrees and I was hoping it would stabilize down a little bit lower, but it just didn't. And then I was constantly chasing to try and catch the flight director up to bring the speed back to what it should have been at, but it worked out. We didn't overspeed the flaps, overspeed anything really, so it's not a big deal. The King of the Netherlands is flying the BBJ himself across the pond. PH Golf. They're actually flying right now. That's very good. Right then, chat. So, let's just see. Oh my days. Weather updates. Enjoy your nap, poser. Enjoy your nap, dude. Right, I'm just trying to find a picture of our livery in the sim. Right, here we go, chat. This is just a preliminary image. It's not completely done yet, so do bear that in mind. But here she is. Fuzz Air livery in the sim. The font is being changed. It will be this font. Well, looking good. Miggle's done an amazing job, I think. I'm looking forward to seeing it in the sim for myself, but I'm not gonna let you guys look at that for too long because it's not fully finished. But yeah, it's nearly there. It's nearly there. George, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Right, 1,000 to go. Oh my days, what is going on? Another weather update there by the looks of things. Climb rate absolutely flying towards level off here. Alright, managed to get that under control a bit now. All to quiet. Glad you guys like it. Glad you guys like it. Next step is to, well, obviously get it finished. It is just going to be for the Fenix initially, chat. So apologies if that is a little bit exclusive for you guys, but I will get a A32NX version done as well in the as soon as I can do, really. I mean, it's obviously it's not free to get a livery made, so yeah, I just need to kind of spread it out a little bit, I think, and then yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, next step is to get the virtual airline actually set up on the we'll go back to VNav. Next steps to get the virtual airline set up on online on the application we're going to use. I can't remember what it's called now off the top of my head. It's called New Sky. Yeah, that's the one. So the next step is to get it set up on there. And looking forward to it. How's new CPU? Pretty nice, I think. Pretty nice indeed. Pretty nice. I mean, I'm yet to really test it in a really challenging scenario. At least in this flight, but it seems absolutely brilliant so far. It's so smooth, no stutters. Oh, look at that. That bit of sea fog down there, I can see. That's so cool how that renders in. That looks so good. Busy 60-hour weeks opening a show in London. Crikey, dude. Crikey. Well, I hope it's going well for you anyway, my friends. Welcome back to the chat and the channel. The CPU, yeah, like I say, is very good. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how it performs once we get, you know, over mainland Europe here, because we've just flown out of an island. Right, okay then, chat. So, let's see where the top of descent is going to be. Quite far on, actually. All the way back there, really. Crikey. FS Realistic's playing some tricks on me today with the cameras. As if, really, is the top of descent all the way down there. Let's have a look. What is going on with the cameras here? It just keeps zooming me in unnecessarily. Right. Okay. Oh, I see why it is. It's because obviously the approach is so long. Right, that's fine. Okay. Well, I'm going to make sure that we've got the approach in the box correctly. This is an RNAV, an RMP authorization required approach with some RF legs, which obviously the PMDG, strictly speaking, can't really do at the moment, but it does manage it. So, looking forward to doing it. So let's make sure we've got all the correct constraints in. So a GS 616 17,000, which is also the transition level here. So we're gonna just stick that in there as well. So 17,000. A 616. And 608, same, should be the same. It is, that's fine. And then continuing down there on a 3.6 degrees glide path. Now this may not be calculated properly. Actually, no, because we've got flight level 170 in here. We've obviously got the runway here, which is 1632. Which is actually incorrect. Should be 1582. I'm not allowed to amend that one. Okay, well, we're going to have to see how it goes. Cool. Alrighty, so let's have a look at the approach briefing then, shall we? Okie dokes. Why didn't I use the toga button during takeoff? I did. I just have it mapped to my controller. Right, so we're going to be arriving then in Sion, Switzerland. This is an RNAV Star. We're not going to fly all of it, but we'll come to that in a moment. Airport elevation 1,582 feet. Transition level, we're going to say flight level 170. GNSS required RNAV 5. That's all fine. And we're going to be doing the VADA 2 November. This is an RNAV arrival. And we're actually going to intercept the... we're actually going to join the arrival at Sosal. So we're going to come in like this and join at Sosal. Above flight level 170, we're going to take a right turn down to Grana, which is also above flight level 170. So that's it. Fairly straightforward for the approach. For the arrival, sorry. And then for the approach, we're going to fly the RNP runway 25. This is authorization required. And the sheet is a 12-20. The final approach choice is going to be 243 degrees. And the final approach fix at Golf Sierra 608 at 17,000 feet. Airport elevation is coincident with the runway elevation, and the MSA is the highest in the south at 17,900 meters. So very, very high MSA. And that's actually within 35 nautical miles, which is a bit larger than normal. And then this MSA also does decrease slightly within 30 nautical miles. Right, okie doke. So, for special procedures and operating limitations, refer to 10-1P pages. Let's just have a quick look at that, because I'm interested to see what that one actually has on there. Nothing really that's going to affect us. They've got an IGS here as well, which is quite interesting, but they don't work in Microsoft Flight Simulator at the moment, to my knowledge. Right, let's continue with the briefing then. So, the approach initially is going to bring us in. Going to bring us in at Grana, which is where our arrival brings us to. Max 210 knots there. And then we're going to proceed from Grana out to Golf Sierra 615. And we've got this big RF leg here. Round to Golf Sierra 616. That is the initial fix. Required altitude there, 17,000 or above. And then we're going to go to 608, which again is the same altitude. That is the final approach fix at Golf Sierra 608. So at that point, we're going to proceed to descend down to the MDA on VNAV. So that's going to take us Golf Sierra 607, then a right turn on another RF leg, Golf Sierra 606. Straight to Golf Sierra 605, then a left turn, another RF leg, Golf Sierra 604. Max 160 knots here. I should really use a different colour pen, shouldn't I? Max 160 knots there. And then we're going to take a left turn inbound to Golf Sierra 617, which is a flyover fix. And that is the final fix on the approach before we have to approach, before we get to the runway. We do have some notes here. Caution on 3.6 degree descent angle and glide slope ground speed greater than 150 knots, resulting in rate of descent will be greater than 1,000 feet per minute. So it is going to be a steep approach as well. And then we've got a final approach track offset 8 degrees right of runway center line, intercepting the runway center line 0.3 nautical miles before threshold. So we're going to have a very short final. So there's also that. Right, and then the minima for us is going to be 3,098 feet. We do require a navigational accuracy of 0.3 and a missed approach climb gradient of 5%. But as you've just seen on our departure, that's not going to be at all an issue for us. If we need to go around, it's quite a complex go around procedure here. But just to summarize, it's going to be a climb to 17,000 feet, and then we're going to proceed via the RNAV go around procedure, which is going to initially take us slightly to the left and then outbound, and then a big right turn back in towards the same back in towards the valley, and then back in towards the Sion or the Sion VOR. And then once arriving at Sion, we're going to be landing 2-5. We'll aim to vacate somewhere, probably Golf or hotel. It's probably going to be a hotel because this is quite a short runway. As you can see, 2,000 meters, 6,562 feet. And then we'll taxi on via Sierra to the main apron here. Like so. Well, actually, that's not the main apron, is it? That's a hangar. I'm not sure where the main apron is, and we are using the default scenery, unfortunately, here, so we'll just have to find where it looks relevant. Maybe here even. We'll see. So that's it. Obviously, big threats to be aware of is that we do have a steep approach. We've got high terrain in all sectors. We're flying down a valley. We're doing an authorization required RNP approach, so we need to make sure we've got high navigational accuracy at all times. And the runway is quite short as well. So it's going to be quite an interesting approach, I think. So yeah, that is that for that. Looking at the PAPIs as well. PAPIs is calibrated to 4 degrees to the left of the runway. But that being said, we're using the default scenery, so the PAPI might not even be there. We'll have to see, and it might not be calibrated to the same angle as what it is here. So we might, on the PAPI, we might get 3 whites. We might look like we're too high. Matrasso, take it easy, dude. Thank you very much for dropping by. Right. Okay. So that's the approach. Let's make sure everything's pegged in properly. So we'll initially go and set our minima. Now, I think because the minima is so high here, actually we've got plenty of time. Let's just set it. Let's set the bar minimums. 3,098. This is probably going to take a while, but it's not like we haven't got the time. The EFB is just an overlay, as Photocrow said. It's just an overlay for the stream. User says, how am I able to draw stuff in the charts? That is, again, that is mainly I use that for the stream. It doesn't actually stay there on the charts after I've finished drawing. I mainly use that for the stream to sort of, you know, brief you guys better. Because I can't point to anything, really. I can use my mouse, but it's not very clear. And that's just using a application called Zoom It. But like I say, that doesn't stay on the screen once I'm finished on it. So it's probably not that useful in general. But like I say, I just use it as a presenting tool, if you like. It's like, I mean, I can draw anywhere, so... Oops. Like, for example, I can draw here on the sim and whatever. But... like I say, it doesn't persist. Right, we've lost a bit of altitude there. I think, was there a weather update then or something? And must have. Oh no, I must have hit standard by accident. Oops. Right, so we've got Barrow 3098 set. We've already checked all the fixes regards the altitudes and the lateral part. So that's all correct and in. That's all looking fine. That's about it, really. I think for this approach, we'll still go for auto brake 3 because remember we're in a much lighter aircraft than what we're used to. We fly the 800 the most, so still going to be an auto brake 3, I think. And yeah, I think that'll be fine for us. I hope it is anyway. And then looking at the descent forecast. Just checking the weather as well. Meta for LSGS. We've got temperature of 3 degrees. QNH 1010, so we'll stick that in here. And that should about do it. We might use the anti-ice. It depends really. I mean, there's no clouds noted here. Cav OK. So we might not necessarily need the anti-ice. I'm not going to stick it in. Let's see. In fact, let's just stick it in just to be on the safe side. So we'll put it in from we'll say 170 to to ground level. So I'll put 1,500. Just to be on the safe side. And then in terms of the winds for the descents, see if I can find that here. Yeah, so winds on the descent, we'll put in flight level 300. Sorry, we don't have that. We'll put in 310. It's going to be 295 at 28. Flight level 200. 284 at 28. So not much variation in the winds coming down. And flight level 100, 265 at 5. So quite light winds at Sion. So that should be nice. Alright, great stuff. Great. Okay, so that's all set up for the arrival. 100 nautical miles to go to the top of descent. Gummy Chocolate Donuts, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Welcome indeed. Maybe it's better to set auto brakes on max. I suppose it might be, actually. It might be. Oh, excuse me. Let's go for auto brake max then, shall we? Dio knows more about this airport than I do, so I'll take your advice. Oh, you can fly on chair cockpit on the Fenix with your controls now. Oh, very good. That's super cool. Look at this coffee. That's quite a fruity looking drink, isn't it? feel like you can't get as close to the windows on the BBJ as you can on the 800 and the other passenger variants. Oh, look at this aircraft about to fly under us. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. Right, let's see. Do we have any ATC on? We do not. There was some on before, but they have gone. There goes the toilets. That wasn't me this time. Pretty magical views. Just an extra margin of safety if you don't need a fast turnaround. Yeah, exactly. We don't need a fast turnaround because this is the only leg we're doing today. So I think we should be okay. I'll try and remember to do a replay today as well. Right, let's just see, chat. If I go ahead and crank up the let's crank up the old terrain level of detail a bit here. Let's see if it improves the mountains if I go for 200. Oh, that is giving me some variation in the FPS now, though. Oh, no. Back to 60. It is giving me a little bit, but it looks a little bit better, doesn't it? But I can't really tell too much of a difference. Let's try 400. Fuck it. Boom. This used to kill my PC previously, so let's see how it does this time with the new processor. Hardly looks any different. Can't lie. 40 FPS though, it's not bad. Oh, a few stutters. Let's just give it a second to actually load. Not bad though. Yeah, it does look a bit better, doesn't it? But not by a great deal. Not to lose nearly half my FPS. Let's see, go back to 100 now. Let's see if we can see a difference. Yeah, it does look quite a bit better actually, doesn't it? Not too noticeable, but yeah, I think 200 is a good balance though, isn't it? I think the reason why I'd want to crank up that slider though for me is because sometimes, you know, you get ground markings at airports. Sometimes they just look very, very blurry from a distance, and I would really like to try and avoid that. And if you have it on 200, I feel like you pretty much avoid that. Right, here we go then, chats. Approaching Sion. Not terribly far away now. Nestled away in the Alps here. Oh, I don't know if you responded earlier on as well, Dio. Do you have this scenery, the red wing scenery for Sion? Oh, look at that down there, though. Temperature inversion. Best setting is 200. I agree, Elias. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? You don't have Sion, but you'll get it. Yeah. I may do. We'll see how this approach goes. Also, you were saying earlier on about... I think I missed a message. Oh, about Bern Airport. You can't get it on Xbox at the moment. Ah, I see. That is unfortunate. Well, Orbex obviously do bring a lot of their sceneries to Xbox, so I'm sure it will come at some point in the near future. You can switch anisotropic filtering off in the sim settings and at 16 times in the NVIDIA control panel. Oh, do you get better performance with that, Roy? Is that better in performance, or...? It is. Oh, great. I will give that a try for sure. CPU's kicked up a bit to 60 degrees now, 70 degrees. Only 34% overall though utilization. Interesting. Now GPU utilization has dropped as well. That used to be 100% almost. Used to be about 90%, I think. That being said, no, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not one to look at my FPS and all these stats quite often. As long as I know my PC's running within spec, I don't really tend to look at my frame rate a lot, but it's interesting to look at initially when you make some changes to your PC, isn't it? Right, here's the valley where Sion is. Sion should be down here somewhere, right? Somewhere in this valley. We're going to basically fly up and round and all the way back here and in through the valley. Very nice. Very nice. I have to say this cabin is quite a nice job for PMDG. Considering the passenger variant cabin is a little bit lackluster, this is actually quite good, I think. I feel like they could do a bit more PBR, but it looks okay, doesn't it? The mirror has no reflection though, so I'm not sure what that says about... Maybe I'm a ghost? Plane is for rich people. It certainly is. Certainly is, Dio. Look at the carpet as well. Look how fancy the carpet is for a plane. That's some fancy ass carpet. You do get a nice view when you're on the toilet though, I have to say. So, very good. Right, let's see how we're doing then. 36 miles to the top of descent. Right, let's do some descent preparation. So, set our landing altitude, 1,600 feet. That's about all we really need to do. We've done pretty much everything else. You can check the recall. There's a Sion Valley. Can we see the airport from here? I don't think so, no. I feel like we should be able to see it, but we can't. Oh, there it is, I think. I think that's it right there. I think that's the runway. Absolutely covered in snow. Another temperature inversion going on over there as well. Stimulating view indeed. Indeed. Dio wants the same carpet. It's quite a cool carpet, isn't it? I can't lie. It's not bad. With that view, I want to jump out of bed and get back into sim. I know exactly how you feel, Roy. I know exactly how you feel. I often find myself when I'm watching a stream, I often get that feeling where I just want to get up and and go do some simming. Yeah, 5800 X3D. It's a CPU wash deck. That's why we've got the performance overlay on today. Yeah, it's doing really well, at least in the PMDG. And obviously, we're in a relatively unpopulated area and at flight level 380. We'll see how we do on final. To be honest, that's the part where it sometimes gets a bit dicey in Microsoft Flight Simulator, isn't it? All right, top of descent, 14 miles away. Looking good. Aircraft in front of us. Can't see them. FS Realistic is really cooking me with the camera controls today. Roy, I was meaning to ask you as well, by the way, what temps do you get? I'd be interested to know your temps with this CPU. Because I feel like mine are a bit on the high side. As I was saying earlier on, I was thinking about maybe repasting it. I think I'm a little bit out of practice with the whole pasting technique because I haven't done it in such a while, but... do you know when next week we can expect a new schedule? I'll probably put the schedule up... Wow, look at that, though. That is nuts. That is a wild view. Yeah, so what was I going to say? New schedule. I'll probably put it up tomorrow, Roy, at some point. But pretty much every week I'll always do Tuesday at the very least, and then it'll be the weekend streams that are a little bit different maybe. So yeah, like I say, I'll post it at some point tomorrow, probably in the evening. Temperature's good at the moment. Do you know what actual figures you get for the temperature off the top of your head? I mean, you don't have to say now, by all means let me know in Discord or whatever, but I'd be interested to see whether my temps are too high or not. Whether it is worth actually doing a repasting. Because my old CPU, I mean, I am using water cooling, so I feel like it should be running fairly on the cool side, but it feels like it's sort of on the... I mean, it's quite hot considering, you know, we're getting like 30% overall utilization, 63 degrees. I feel like that's a bit on the high side, but I don't know. My old CPU was, I think I was getting about 60 on, you know, benchmarks. 60 degrees temperature on benchmarks. Obviously this CPU runs hotter, but yeah, I'd just be interested to see how it compares to other people's temperatures, that's all. 62 is good. Oh, okay. Fine. Fine. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Do I think the PMDG is worth £60? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. and it's only going to get better with the EFB coming soon. Thank you very much, Dio. Thank you, thank you. Did I not apply paste when I installed the CPU under the... Yes, I did. Yes, Shuts. Yeah, but I'm just thinking maybe I didn't use enough, or maybe I didn't spread it well enough. I don't know. What's EFE? Do you mean ETE? ET is the estimated time en route. Which is currently fairly incorrect. I mean, we are on the approach here, but we're definitely going to be longer than 1 minute 30. We're actually coming inbound to the airport, so we should be able to make it out. The airport should be basically a little bit to our right, actually, so... There it is. It's going to be a max reverse kind of landing by the looks of things, all that snow. Troy says I'm able to show my sim settings. Curious what terrain load is after the update. I haven't actually changed any of my settings yet, Troy. You can see my graphics settings if you type !graphics in the chat, but I haven't, like I say, I haven't changed anything yet since getting the new CPU. I'm just really trying to do a bit of a comparison, really, between what I used to have and what I've got now. Bandit's air cooled and gets mid-80s on the CPU benchmark test. For the same CPU, I assume, Bandit. Yeah, so when I did a benchmark earlier, I was getting like 89. I was maxing out at 89. So, yeah. Very hot. If I apply the paste on evenly on the surface, then it's good. Not too thick, of course. I did about a pea-sized blob. I think I might have done like a small pea, though. Like, imagine like a petit pois. I think I did like a petit pois of thermal paste. So I'm just fearing that it's probably, maybe it wasn't enough. I don't know. I might do a repaste. We'll see how it goes anyway. The temps are fine in sim, obviously. I think I'm just obsessing a little bit too much over the old benchmark temps. Right, we've come back to 210 knots now as per the speed restriction at Grana, which is fine. We're going to leave the plane clean for now. I'm going to configure early though, because we do have a 3.7 degree descent angle. Right, so we've done the briefing. Let's get the music down. Right, descent checklist. Pressurization is set to landing altitude 1,600 feet. Recall is checked. Landing data. Oh, we've not actually done landing data. Let's just do that right now. We go for flaps 40, actually. We want the least stopping distance as possible. So landing data is going to be flaps 40, 120 on the VREF. Minimums are set to 3,098 feet. Approach briefing is complete. Descent checklist complete. It's actually struggling a bit to keep the speeds. Right, thank you, Bandit. Good to know. Good to know. Right, let's start a replay, shall we? It's just going to freeze the sim for a minute as it records a new panel state. Cool. Right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go VS. I'm going to go 1600. MCP speed VS. Oof, there's some big mountains, aren't they, chat? Crikey. Crikey. I think we need to make a note on Unicom, don't we? Right, that's dealt with. I don't think there's much traffic around here anyway. Let's have a look on VPilot. Yeah, there's nobody. There is one other pilot coming in, but that's Mariner, and he's behind us. Right, lovely jubbly. Let's come back to 1300 on the VS. Struggling to hold the 210 now. Excuse me. What resolution are you running? I'm running at 1440p, and yes, I've got a limit. I'm using VSync 60 hertz monitor, so yeah, 60 FPS is my max. I do indeed, Dio. I mean, I wouldn't say that's too difficult because it literally says it on the packet, but you buy them from the supermarket. Petit pois. These shadows are a bit funky, aren't they? Do I think the RTX 3060 12GB Ryzen 5 5600X will handle high ultra graphics? Probably, yeah, but you might end up with maybe, you know, around 30 FPS or something like that. It depends on the area, depends what aircraft you're flying. But yeah, I mean, it will handle it. But your frame rate is going to depend on many, many factors. Right, chat, are we ready for this? Are we ready for this? So just to give you an update on where we're at here. We've got this big RF turn coming up, but it doesn't actually look like the PMDG is going to actually do it properly, but we're going to take this right turn, come into Gulf Sierra 616 and then follow the valley down. Gulf Sierra 608 is where we're going to start the 3.6 degree descent. But yeah, as you can see, I thought the PMDG actually on an RF leg, it would actually put in pseudo waypoints so that it would actually do the full turn as it is on the charts. But it doesn't look like it's going to do that for us here, unfortunately. I'm not sure exactly why. But hey ho, it's not too much of a big deal because we are still quite high, but look at how high these mountains are. Crikey. Let's come back down to 1,000 feet per minute. Right, let's start getting configured. So we're going to go to flaps 1. Speed is checked. Flaps set to 1. Let's come down to the up speeds. I'll go to flaps 2. Speed is checked. Flaps set to 2. And we'll go to flaps 5. Speed is checked. Flaps set to 5. I'm going to get configured early here, chat, like I say, because it is a steep descent. I'm going to have to focus up here. So I'm probably not going to be able to look at your messages for a while. Right, we're struggling to slow down here. Let's try go for flaps 10. So speed is checked. Flaps set to 10. And flaps 15, speed is checked. Flaps set to 15. Oh. It's gear horns going off. Can we cut the horn off yet? No, we can't. I'm sure this should shut it off, but it doesn't. Gear down then. Oh, you can hear that outside apparently. Hello? Okay, there we go. Thank you. Right, let's come back to the 15 speeds. We're leveling off now. Flight level 170. Let's just quickly grab the Meta 1009. Oops. Go to VNav, and we're just going to go speed into vent. Come to flaps 25, speed is checked. FMSP, speed, VNav path. Oh, why are you climbing? Okay, it's leveling off, that's fine. We go to flaps 30. Speed is checked. Flaps set to 30. Let's wind the altitude down to the minimums, which is 3,098 feet. So we'll do 3,100. And we'll go to flaps full. Speed is checked. Flaps set to full. Right, there we go. We're descending. Maybe a little bit preemptive getting configured this early, chat. But I didn't want to take any chances. So we've done our approach checklist. Sorry, descent checklist. Approach checklist altimeters are set 1009. That is set. We'll get the engine start switches to continuous. We'll get all the lights on. So landing checklist, engine start switch is continuous, speed brake, we'll arm that as well. Landing gear is down, 3 greens, and flaps are 40 green light. Landing checklist complete. There's Mariner. Love to see it. Right, here we go, chat. We can actually just enjoy this now. Yeah, because we've slowed down so much now, chat. If we've slowed down, we're actually getting a quite reasonable descent rate. If we were faster than this, we'd be getting well over 1,000 feet per minute at this point. So we're actually looking pretty good. Bit of a tailwind at the moment, but that is expected to drop off as we approach. Oops. No METAR nearby. Yeah, as we approach Sion, winds are 100 at 3 knots. So the wind has actually changed direction quite a lot since we planned this approach. So we are probably going to have a little bit of a tailwind component for the landing, but I think we can get over it. See on traffic, Lima November, Mike Zulu Echo, Boeing 737 is established on the glide path for the RMP approach, runway 25. Say on traffic. Okie dokie then. Let's come in here, just go to the legs page. We'll grab the runway and we'll stick it in the fix window. So we've got a distance there, 32 miles to go. Stian, welcome to the chat. I hope you're doing well. Welcome indeed. Welcome indeed. Yeah, I think I am configured quite a bit early here, chat, but nevertheless, I think we're okay. Actual navigational performance is 0.06. We needed 0.3, as you can see here, so we're absolutely fine there. This is fantastic approach. Fantastic approach, Dio. These mountains are just enormous. Look at this. I wish I knew the names of some of these mountains, to be quite honest. This one up here, 11,130 feet. Crikey. To our right even. Over here. This one here, 13,763 feet at that peak. Wild. Little Diddy BBJ coming in. It's so white out here. Let's just do that. Crikey. Tires will be frozen. Well, fortunately, there's no moisture about, so should be all right, I think. Why is the gear out already? Because we're flying a steep approach, and I wanted to get configured earlier than normal. That one's named Jeffrey. They should name mountains like that though, shouldn't they? Jeffrey and Steve. That would be quite amusing, wouldn't it? Right, here we go. Coming on to final here. That is the airport here. We're looking very, very high. Is that the airport? It is, apparently. Crikey. We do look like we're on profile according to the approach chart, though. So... interesting. I'm a little bit afraid we're going to be too high here, chat. I mean, I know the threshold elevation was a little bit higher than normal in the in here in the box. Let's go for vertical speed. I'll just increase the vertical speed slightly. So Golf Sierra 605, we should be at 6,553 feet. We've got 7.8 miles to go. So 714.21. So at the moment we should be 2,100 feet above that profile. So actually we're actually okay. No, actually we're not. We're actually quite high. So it's a good thing we used a bit of extra vertical speed there. So at the moment we should be, let's say, 6 miles, 6, 12, 18, 1,800 feet above. So 7,000, we should be at 8,300 feet currently. So we're still a bit high. But we are recovering the profile nicely here, so that's fine. That airport down there, that is a different airport. That is not where we're landing. But it's a good thing I saw that, though, because it did make me double-check the profile, which is good. We're actually landing around this corner? Crikey. Yeah, quite a ways around this corner. Right, Golf Sierra 605, 4 miles to go, 4812. We should be at 7,700 feet currently, so we're back on profile. We can't trust the VNav for this now, basically, chat, in a nutshell. Looking forward to this landing though, chats. It's going to be interesting. Alright, let's set this to our final approach course of 243. Got no wind here. I think once we get around this corner, I'm just gonna fly visually because we have got very nice conditions here. There's the runway, I believe. Alright, let's go for it, chat, shall we? Autopilot disconnected. Auto thrust disconnected. Let's go, chat. It's super difficult to see that out the window because of how bright it is. Just going to follow the flight directors initially. What just happened to the altitude tape? Did you guys see that? Look at all the red on the terrain display. That is crazy. Right, so Grana. Oh no, we're not going over Grana. That's the missed approach. Golf Sierra 617. So we've got the final flyover fix coming up. At which point well, that's the runway threshold. So we're gonna have to make a correction on short final. So because we're visual here, I'm not gonna follow the flight directors after here, basically. Checked. Replay is recording as well, by the way, chats.
Terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up.
I'm really not sure why I'm getting that warning.
Pull up. Terrain,
We are right on the flight director.
Terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up.
We turn this guy off.
Pull up. Terrain,
I can't remember where it is in this aircraft. It's down here, isn't it?
terrain, pull up.
Thank you.
Approaching minimums.
Right, altitude acquire. Wait, what?
Terrain, pull up.
Right, I'm not following the flight directors now.
Terrain,
Why am I getting that?
terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up.
Oh, there we go. It's because I put the guard down. Right, okie dokes. Right, where's that runway gone? I literally cannot see the runway. Well, I can, but I'm not sure which one's a taxiway. There's a taxiway to either side of the runway, so it should be in the middle of two taxiways, basically. Oh, crikey, that is difficult to see. I'm pretty sure I can see the runway now, though. Oh, it's so difficult to see, chat. Almost impossible. Fairly certain we're on the centre line. There or thereabouts. This is going to be interesting, chat. Oh, there we go. I see it. I'm making it out more clearly now. Definitely a bit low now, though.
300.
My God, that is difficult to see. Not even 100% sure if it is the runway. Oh, it is.
40, 30, 20, 10.
No fucking about there, chat. Oh my god, you cannot see any of the runway. Oh. Right. Lovely. Not bad. Not bad. I couldn't see where the start of the runway was, and I ended up being way too low there, and yeah, that was absolutely almost impossible to see the runway there with all the snow on it. Welcome to Sion though, guys. Welcome indeed. I'm not going to try and make that taxiway. Let's go for the next one. Christ, I can't believe that we managed that, to be honest with you. Like, look at it. You cannot see. The only thing that you can tell that is the runway is the fact... I originally thought this was a taxiway here, and this was the runway. This was the center line here, this line. And then obviously the other taxiway there. But obviously this was the side of the two runways here. I can't even see the other taxiway. I don't even know if it's modelled or if it's covered by trees or what. But yeah, that is a very, very poorly modelled snow at this airport. Right, we'll get the landing lights off anyway, and the strobe lights can come off. Get the flaps retracted and the spoilers disarmed. Yeah, this default airport is it's not too great, is it, chat? Can't even see the taxiway. Yeah, it definitely needs scenery, this one, doesn't it? There's Mariner in front of us somewhere in the valley. I think we're just going to pull in here on the right. I don't see any stands or anything anywhere. Right, transponder can come to alt off. Yeah, I recorded a replay. Yeah. Indeed, indeed. So we'll have a look at that. Oh, we can just see the markings here just about. Yeah, let's just swing it into here in front of this hangar. Like I say, this airport is very much featureless in terms of the apron, etc. So we'll just park it in front of this hangar here. And this, chat, is exactly the reason why I hate flying with default scenery. Right, parking brake is set. Lovely stuff. Let's just hide that for a minute now. Okie dokies. APU is online. Looking good. We'll get it on the bus. And we'll go ahead and shut both the engines down. Lovely stuff. Open the isolation valve. Get the APU bleed on. Electric hydraulics off as well. Probe heats can come off. Probe heat can come off, and we'll turn the fuel pumps off. I forget which one you need to leave on for the APU. I think it's that one. Beacon light can come off as well. And transponder can come off finally. Right. Shutdown checklist, anti-collision light is off. Weather radar is off. Engine start lever is cut off. Parking brake is set. Transponder is standby. Parking checklist complete. Right. Lovely stuff. Let's get the ground crew to come and get us a GPU cart. Mariner's just coming in as well. Let's see if we can see him land real quick. Yeah, look at that. It's so impossible to see the distinction between the start of the runway and the display threshold there. Can't see Mariner out there. Fairly certain I can hear him, but I can't see him. That is quite a challenging approach though, chat, I will say. We'll come back. Right, we've got the GPU here. Cool. Let's go to ground power. Get the APU bleed off. Packs off. APU off. Lovely. Right, I'm not sure we can do any GSXing here because we've got no gates, so we can't do any GSXing, unfortunately. So we'll just use the old standard stairs. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Here we go. Let's see if I can lock the camera onto you. That worked? Don't think it has. Oh no. Oh, I've done a boo-boo. I'm not going to mess with that. Right, here goes. Let's see if he does better than me. He probably will. Let's face it. What 737 is that? It's a 737-700 BBJ. Logitech. Yeah, looking much better than me. Oh my days. Absolutely killed it. Beautifully done, Mariner. Righto. So let's deplane the plane. Oh, we're going to put 0 there, don't we? Deplane start. Oh my god, passenger SUVs? Is that a BBJ thing? Let's check that out. Oh, we've got 3 SUVs arriving. And we can do the cargo as well. They get loaded onto the SUVs. Very good. Oh, that is amazing. Right, let's have a look at this, chat. Oh, look at that. Let's go. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Let's have a look at these guys. PMDG Flight Ops, Beaches 01 and Beaches 1. They're all beaches. That is brilliant. See, PMDG's ground services is pretty nice, I will say. It is pretty nice. It's just a shame that there's not a better way to sort of get them reskinned, etc. Right, let's deplane and unload. That is super cool with the SUVs. Very cool indeed. Right, so whilst that happens then, chat, let's have a look at the landing report then, shall we? So landing rate predictions, last chance. Harry and Meghan just landed. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Okie dokes then. So, let's have a look. So, we got vertical speed, 279 feet per minute. Not mucking around. We're trying to butter it on that runway when I couldn't see anything. So, that's fine with me. 120 knots, not bad. A little bit below the ref speed. 1.06 G, so pretty good. Centerline, we actually looked like we were on centerline pretty well, as you can see here. And there isn't really a aiming point or a touchdown zone on this runway. So, yeah. Can't really say about that, but it looks like we were pretty much within a reasonable distance. It looks like the Pappies are here. They're usually about 1,000 feet down the runway. I imagine they're probably not at this airport, though. But we were just slightly after the Pappies, so I think that's okay. Oh, there is actually an apron down here. We should have parked down here, really. Rather than we parked spaces like here. Oh, well. Never mind. That was great, though. That was great. I think what we'll do is we'll watch the replay. I've got a replay recorded here. I'll actually stop that there. And I think I might get rid of the snow for the replay chat, to be honest with you. Just so we can kind of see what's going on a little bit better with the runway, etc. Let's see. Who is the closest then? So 279. Yeah. Dio's the closest. Yeah, you're the closest. Well done. Nicely done, Dio. Nicely done. Am I doing the return? I'm not. No, Theodore, not today. No, it's 20 past 11 here in the UK. Right, all deboarded, etc. Let's get rid of those SUVs and the stayers. Off they go. Try not to skid on the snow there. Oh, sorry about my parking there, Marina. I really do apologise. That's poor. Right. Let's have a look at the replay then, shall we, chat? I think, like I say, for the replay, I'm going to just go a few clouds. And then it's going to look like this outside. So it's going to be much easier for us to see what is going on at this airport. So let's do that. And we'll go to PMDG setup. And we'll load the panel state for the replay. Right, off we go. Off we go. Right, we should be able to just pause the replay here, actually, and just redo that. There we go. It should restore everything to how it was. Perfect. Right, let's have a look then. Ignore the warnings. Right. Looks great without snow, doesn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. Roy, no worries at all, dude. Take it easy. Take it easy. Are there any events tomorrow on VATSIM, do you mean, Wojtek? You're best checking on the VATSIM events page. If you just Google VATSIM events, you should be able to find them on there. But I don't know off the top of my head. Don't know off the top of my head, I'm afraid. Is there actually a Pappy there? Because I couldn't see a Pappy. Oh, there is a Pappy, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't see that at all either because of the snow again. So as you can see, we're 4 reds here, so not terribly great, but 4 reds all the way down. Dear me. Not the best approach I've ever done, but not a bad landing, despite that. Right on the centre line there. Absolutely bang on. Not too shabby. Very, very low, but nevertheless. Oh, I'm still on VATSIM. Oh, crap. Thank you, Mariner. Sorry. Oopsie daisies. Good thing there's no one around, eh? Yeah, I definitely flared a little bit early there once I realised I was coming in over the lights. But other than that, I mean, touchdown was okay. Right on the centre line, I'll take that. Right then, watch take it easy, dude. Take it easy. Right then, guys. So that's going to be it from me for today. So let's just rewind a little bit here. And yeah, that's going to be it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And Stian, I've not really spoke to you since you got here, but welcome. I hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed that rather interesting interesting approach. Just catching up with your guys' messages here. Yeah, I realised I turned the GPWS back on when I closed the cover, didn't I? Right. Okay then, chat. So that's going to be it from me. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for dropping in. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And yeah, looking forward to another stream on Tuesday. So thanks again. Have a fantastic evening. Bye for now.